Good morning and welcome to day 5 of Ralston's big adventure. Check out this sunrise from the tent. Alright, so the plan today is to go 11 miles into Dix Creek Gap, which is Highway 76 between Hiawassee and Clayton. It's another 40 miles after that to Franklin Mountain, which will be the next resupply point. So what I'm going to do today is I'm just going to go to Dix Creek Gap. My dad's going to pick me up. I have a ton of stuff at my parents' house that I really don't want to waste. So I'll resupply my parents' house, probably stay the night there again because it's free and I'm balling on a budget. And then head back to, sorry, I thought I had something in my teeth. And then head back to 76 on, let's see, today's Friday, on Saturday, and start the 40-mile trek to Franklin, which will be a big day because I'll hit 2 major milestones through that section. I'll cross into North Carolina and also hit the 100-mile marker, which is pretty exciting. But yeah, that's the plan for today. Alright, so these are the trail logs at each shelter. They just kind of give updates on people's progress, and just a lot of people sign in and say who they are and leave notes for people. So yeah, but I put mine here, and so this is how people text, right? Like, they send a copy. And we don't need this to whoever, for example. I have some friends who are behind me, so I just let them know that I'm going to do at my next stop at the date. So this is how people communicate on trail when there's no service. All right, it is 7:52 in the morning, and we are out of camp. So that's where I camped last night. There's everybody else, and 11 miles into Dix Creek Gap. Yeah, so I don't know what it is about being out here, but like when I sleep at night, I have just these super vivid, crazy dreams. And I have a bunch of them because I wake up, and I go back to sleep and have another dream, wake up, and go back to sleep and have another dream. But like, of all the freaking dreams to have out here, last night I was dreaming that I was walking by this river, and I like spotted this bear across the river, like attacking this other animal, which was fine because I thought that was cool. Well, then all of a sudden, all these other bears just start descending on the river, and they're like right next to me, and they pass me and they look at me, but they keep going. But not a fun feeling to feel like you're about to be mauled by a bear in your sleep when you're in the middle of the woods on the Appalachian Trail. I mean, come on, God, with this beautiful weather. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I know it's probably not always gonna be like this, but very grateful for the times that it is really pretty. But yeah, this just doesn't get old. So I want to tell you about Red Alert, one of the hikers that I camped with last night, and how she got her trail name, because it's pretty funny. So she's hiking with her husband and her sister-in-law. They're section hikers. They're trying to get to Gatlinburg. But anyway, I think one of their first nights they stayed in a shelter. And if you know anything about shelters, they're notorious for mice. And so they're in there with a couple other people. And every time she hears a mouse run across the floor, up the wall, or in the backpack, she would reach over to her husband and say, "Hey, Bullfrog, there's a mouse. There's a mouse." And so the next morning, they were all sitting around the campfire talking about how they slept. And one of the guys that was in there said, "Well, I was up all night with Red Alert telling me about that there was a mice running in my bag, or a mice running up the wall, or a mice running across the floor. So she got her name Red Alert because she's always on red alert for a mouse in the shelter, which I thought was pretty hysterical. But yeah, just really, really great night at camp last night. Just talking to everybody and camped with some same people that I camped at with at Low Gap. So it's just fun to, you know, start building relationships and building friendships, you know, this early on. So yeah, just these last couple days have been really, really good. Way better than the first couple days. But anyway, I'll update you just whenever I have something to update you with. Okay, so I love ridge walks. They're always so like flat and pretty and soft, and you have great views on this side, you have great views on this side. I mean, it's just, well, I mean through the trees, but it's just perfect trail. Okay, so it's about 9:30. I'm gonna go ahead and have second breakfast of the day, a Kind bar. It should be a crime to put a water source all the way at the bottom of this hill. Like, I do not want to go down there and put my water. I mean, I just did it, so I've already done it, and because I needed to. But like, man, I was all excited about this water source. It wasn't that far off the trail, and it's really not, but it's just down the freaking hill. So, again, just another thing that's like, man, when y'all were thinking about building this, like, why didn't you put it closer to the water source? Just saying. All right, I'm pretty sure that is Kelly Knob right there, which is my next kind of big climb of the day before I descend into Dix Creek Gap. But so far it looks like it's a pretty gradual incline, which we love those. Hey Fob, if you're watching this, was this you? Just wondering. So if you're wondering who Fob is, he's actually a fellow Lipscomb alum like myself. His name is Steve Johnson. He actually thru hiked the AT in 2016, I believe. Anyway, he's got a book out called 5W Potts Journey to Katahdin. And his trail name is 5W Potts, Fob for short. I wasn't paid for this or anything, but it is a good book. So I would recommend that you buy it. Learn why his trail name is 5W Potts. Learn about his journey. You know, just if you're interested at all in the Appalachian Trail, I would definitely recommend just getting any sort of books you can on it. Another really, really good one is Paul Stutzman's Hiking Through. It'll just give you some it'll give you a good picture of what through hikers go through on a day-to-day basis and their journey and what they learn mentally and just the things they see and get to do. I got to know Fob through some mutual friends of mine, and he talked to me about his trip on the AT, and really cool guy. So and I think he's watching. I told him about my YouTube channel, so maybe he is, I don't know. But yeah, if you're interested, I would definitely recommend getting some books of people who share their journey, and just watching some other YouTube videos. But yeah, that's Fob. Whew. Some of these people just do not believe in switchbacks when they make these trails. Like, this is a lot steeper than it looks, I promise. But it's like, how hard is it to make it zigzag? Close to the top of Kelly Knob, but already just look, I mean, through the trees. Made it to the top of Kelly Knob. I mean, just stunning. There's some big old trees out here. There's a couple of them like that.
anybody know what kind of trees these are? If you do, share it in the comments so I'll know, because I have no idea. All right, so I'm about 3 miles from Dix Creek Gap. My dad's gonna pick me up. But I just was thinking, you know, I really wish I'd gotten into this a lot sooner, at a younger age. Like, you know, some of the guys the other night were talking about, you know, being in the Boy Scouts, and they're talking about, you know, doing all this kind of stuff with all their friends, and they were kids, and they're scout leaders, and I just was like, man, like, that's so cool. Like, I would have loved to have learned those skills at a younger age. I mean, I can do all that now, which, I mean, is still great, but I just kind of had to wing it a lot of times and learn from my friends, and felt like an idiot a lot of days. But what I wanted to just kind of encourage anyone watching, especially if you're, you know, in elementary school or whatever, if you're like a kid, and you're thinking about going into the Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts, just do it. You know, I chickened out a long time ago because it wasn't the popular or cool thing to do, and, you know, I really regret that in a lot of ways. So if that's something you're interested in, go for it. Don't worry about wearing the uniform, or be proud of it. Be proud of, you know, wanting to do that and learning those skills. Because it's not a big deal, and who cares? Who cares what everybody else thinks? But yeah, that's just my tidbit of advice for the morning. Okay, so for you locals, I'm pretty sure that that's Lake Burton. I'm pretty sure this is looking into Rabun County. But that could be another, I don't know. If any of you locals are watching this, I'm on, I just came off Kelly Knob. I'm not too far from 76, going back south on the Appalachian Trail. So if you know what that lake is, just throw it in the comment. Check this guy out. Oh, little butterfly, where'd you go? Yeah, look at that. All right, we've got another mountain laurel tunnel to go through. These are always so nice because they're always so shady. Whew, the sun will wear you out. So the only thing that I really don't like about these mountain laurel tunnels is I'm tall, and some of these branches are right at my face. And so I have to dodge, duck, dip, dive, and dodge to avoid them, which is frustrating. But other than that, they're really pretty. It's amazing how after, say I've done probably 9 or 10 miles by now, how your body just goes into autopilot and you just go. Like no stop, no slow down, no nothing. You just go. It's wild. But check out this view and how steep this is. So that's a long way off down there, but through the trees, it's really pretty. And there's the trail. I can hear cars. We're getting close. All right, made it to Dix Creek Gap. Just gonna head over there and sit by that thing, wait on my dad. So I've got over here to this picnic area, and it looks like it is my very, very lucky day. How about all those pennies? All right, and there is my ride out of here, pulling in now. I think he's about to go off in the ditch. Yep, he sure did. There he comes. All right, we're coming through Hiawassee, Georgia right now, which is a popular trail town for a lot of people. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of Towns County / Hiawassee because they were our rivals growing up, but it's pretty. Alright, so I'm back at my parents' house tonight. I was gonna do the hostel, but I think it was pretty booked up, and this is free, so definitely taking advantage of that while I can. But I also have this food box right here, which I'll show you. It's got a ton of stuff in it. that I went ahead and pre-bought. And my parents were like, yeah, like just leave it here and we can resupply you when you need it. So here's my food box. So this has all kinds of stuff in it. Just different hot meals and propane tanks and just different things that I think I'll need along the way. But it's really nice for being from around here because I can save a lot of money on hostels and transportation and all that kind of stuff, which I'll definitely need when I get up on into like Virginia and just everything above that. So that's why I'm kind of taking advantage of this. I do feel kind of bad because I've told people like, yeah, I'm from here. My parents are picking me up, and they're just like, I mean, you can just see the envy on their faces. So I am kind of excited to get past this stage, but also very thankful to be so close to home and to be saving a whole lot of money because a lot of people are not. But yeah, tomorrow I'm going back to Dix Creek Gap, hoping to do, I think, either 12 or 16 miles. There's a shelter at 12 and a shelter at 16. I'll make it to the shelter at 12, see how I feel. It's a lot of uphill tomorrow. And if I go to the one at 16, I think I'll have to go over Standing Indian, which is about at 5,000 feet of elevation, which will be a pretty significant elevation gain day. But yeah, so we'll see how I feel tomorrow when I get there. But very thankful to have a bed because it's 40 miles to the next road crossing. So I'll definitely be in the woods for the next 40 miles at least. So glad to have some comfort before then. But anyway, again, as always, happy trails and thanks for following along. Hey y'all, this is Ralston here. I'm hiking the AT not only just for the adventure and the thrill and the fun of hiking the AT, but I'm also hiking for Isaiah 117 House, which is an organization dedicated to helping foster kids at the point of time that they are taken out of their house by the Department of Childhood Services. They have a great place set up for them to be able to go and where they're loved and cared for. And so if you have time today and want to make a donation, visit the link below and it will take you to the donation page. Thank you so much for following along, and thank you so much for supporting Isaiah 117. See you on the trail.